Let's rewind to Dominica before the world knew its name, a time when the island was a secret, hidden gem in the heart of the Caribbean, untouched by outsiders and their ambitions. It was a wild green paradise, mountains rising like ancient guardians, rainforests teeming with life, rivers carving their way through the land, and even a mysterious boiling lake bubbling with energy. Nature ruled here, and every corner of the island pulsed with vitality. The Kalinago people, Dominica's original inhabitants, thrived here for centuries. They built their homes, raised their families, and created a culture deeply rooted in the rhythms of the land and sea. Their lives were built on deep knowledge of the land, farming the rich volcanic soil, fishing the abundant waters, and trading with neighboring islands. Every skill was passed down through generations, connecting past and present. They didn't measure wealth in gold, but in community, knowledge, and a full belly. Their sense of belonging and shared purpose was the true treasure of the island. Their economy was sustainable, self-sufficient, and connected by the sea. The ocean was both a barrier and a bridge, linking them to other islands and new ideas. The Kalinago had found a rare balance with nature, living in harmony with the forests, rivers, and creatures that shared their home. Their respect for the land shaped every aspect of their lives, but history has a way of disrupting balance. Change, like a gathering storm, was on the horizon, unseen but inevitable. One day, ships appeared on the horizon, carrying people who wanted more than just to trade. They brought new desires, new ambitions, and a hunger for land and resources. The world of the Kalinago was about to change forever. The arrival of these strangers would mark the beginning of a new and uncertain era. Their harmony would soon be tested by forces far beyond their shores, forces that would challenge everything they knew and valued. And so began Dominica's long, turbulent economic journey, a story of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring spirit of its people. Columbus sailed by, but Dominica's fierce Kalinago and rugged terrain kept colonizers at bay, at first. Eventually, the French and British fought for control, and by 1763, Britain took over. Plantations sprang up, forests fell, and enslaved Africans were forced to work the land. Sugar, then limes, became the island's lifeblood, exported for British profit. Even after emancipation, the system barely changed. A few elites controlled the land, while most Dominicans toiled as small farmers. The economy was tied to single crops and global prices, vulnerable to every market swing. Dominica's fate was now linked to distant empires and unpredictable markets. The cycle of dependency was set, but a new fruit was about to take center stage. After limes, another fruit would come to define Dominica's destiny. Bananas became Dominica's green gold, transforming the landscape and the lives of thousands of families across the island. After World War II, the United Kingdom granted Dominica's bananas special access to its markets. Practically overnight, small farmers who once struggled to get by now had a steady, reliable income. Banana money paid for new homes, sent children to school, and turned dreams into reality for many Dominican families. By the 1980s, bananas accounted for more than 70% of Dominica's exports, dominating the economy and shaping the nation's future. But this success came at a cost. The economy became dangerously dependent on a single crop, leaving the island vulnerable to any threat. Hurricanes, plant diseases, or even a sudden drop in global banana prices could spell disaster for thousands of families. The biggest blow came in the 1990s when international trade rules changed. Dominica lost its banana advantage almost overnight. Prices crashed, exports plummeted, and farmers lost their livelihoods. The Banana Republic era ended in a matter of months. The collapse was a harsh lesson in the risks of putting all your eggs, or bananas, in one basket, and the pain was felt across the island. Dominica needed a new way forward. Communities gathered to discuss how to survive and adapt. The search for economic survival was on, as farmers began to experiment with new crops and new ideas. The island's resilience would be tested again and again as Dominicans rebuilt their lives and livelihoods in the face of adversity, and the storms, both literal and economic, were far from over, but the spirit of Dominica would endure whatever came next. Dominica's economy was always at the mercy of hurricanes and global shocks. Storms wiped out crops, homes, and hope, again and again. The Great Depression, world wars, and falling crop prices made life even harder. Amidst the hardship, a movement for independence grew. Dominicans wanted control over their own destiny, In 1978, they finally achieved independence, but just months later, Hurricane David devastated the island. 75% of homes were destroyed and the economy collapsed. Independence began with hope, and a brutal test of survival. Dominica's story became one of rebuilding, again and again. The struggle for stability was just beginning. With agriculture in crisis, Dominica had to reinvent itself. The government leaned into ecotourism, marketing the island as the Nature Isle. Adventure seekers came for rainforest, boiling lakes, and coral reefs, not beaches. Small eco-lodges and guest houses grew, creating new jobs and income. Offshore banking and shipping brought in some revenue, but not enough. The real game-changer was the Citizenship by Investment (CBI) program. Foreigners could buy Dominican citizenship, funding schools, roads, and hurricane recovery. The CBI program became the backbone of the economy. It was bold, risky, and transformative. Dominica was betting its future on innovation and resilience. In 2017, Hurricane Maria hit Dominica with unimaginable force. Winds shredded the island, homes vanished, and the economy was wiped out. Damage exceeded twice the nation's GDP. The world watched, but Dominicans didn't give up. Neighbors helped neighbors, and the government pledged to rebuild as the world's first climate-resilient nation. CBI funds became lifelines, rebuilding homes, roads, and power lines stronger than before. The focus shifted to hurricane-proofing everything and investing in renewable energy. Maria was a brutal wake-up call, but also a turning point. Dominica's response became a model for resilience. The island was knocked down, but not knocked out. The fight for survival became a fight for a better future, and the world took notice. Today, Dominica stands as a living experiment in climate resilience, a nation determined to turn adversity into opportunity. After facing devastating hurricanes, the island has become a global example of how to rebuild stronger, smarter, and more sustainably. Geothermal plants now power communities, hurricane-proof homes, shelter families, and new infrastructure weaves the island together. These innovations are transforming Dominica, making it a beacon of hope for other vulnerable nations. The economy is rebounding, fueled by citizenship by investment funds and a renewed focus on ecotourism and sustainable agriculture. Local markets are thriving and visitors are drawn to the island's natural beauty and commitment to green living. But relying on CBI is risky. Global politics could change everything overnight, leaving the island exposed to forces beyond its control. That's why Dominica is diversifying, investing in organic farming, unique tourism experiences, and empowering local entrepreneurs to create new opportunities. The goal is clear, an economy with many strong legs, not just one, so that the island can weather any storm, economic or environmental. Dominica's story is one of survival, reinvention, and hope. Communities are coming together, building a future where every generation can thrive. They can't control the storms, but they can control how they prepare, by strengthening homes, educating families, and planning for tomorrow. For a small island with big ambitions, betting on resilience and ingenuity is the smartest move of all. Every step forward is a testament to the island's spirit. The Nature Isle's future is still being written, one bold step at a time, as Dominica continues to inspire the world with its courage and vision.